Good morning on this beautiful Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. We welcome you to our Sunday morning meditation garden service. A special welcome, as always, to our online members and to our first-time visitors and guests. Do we have any first-time visitors with us here today? Back here? Wonderful. Welcome. Welcome. Please feel free to reach out to any of the board members you see with this little sign on, and we're happy to give you any information that we can and help in any way. With us today, we have a special musical guest, Carla Green. It's always wonderful to have her with us, actually, and Carol Roman. And then we have a member of our spiritual ministry team who's now been with us several times over the last couple months, Craig Phillips, and we look forward to hearing from him today. So several announcements. First, Valerie Shepard will join Mary Jean for our Conscious Conversation this Wednesday night. She is always so insightful and wonderful to hear, so please join Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. if you can. Our very dear Dr. Marge Britt will be starting 100 Day of Prayer weekly class next Thursday at 1 p.m. So she writes in a document which you can pick up right at the back of the table there that prayer is the medium of miracles. I believe that comes from the Course of Miracles. So her class will be, like I said, weekly for 16 weeks, but it'll be focusing on really the power of prayer and what it means to commit to prayer for 100 days. If you cannot make 1 p.m. on Thursdays, you can still register. The courses will be recorded and you can watch them in your own time. But the important thing is that you get registered. We need to have you register through Eventbrite. There will be a couple of emails that come out instructing you how to do this, or like I said, there is a flyer on the back of the table there, and you can pick that up. The price will be either $10 per session or $100 for the full 16 weeks. But be sure to take a look at the flyer. I think, prayer is always important, but maybe never so important as it is now and in this time. So be sure to check out and think about joining Marge for that. In addition, we started this last week our weekly study course. It's a 4-week study course with Reverend Blair on Rumi, The Way of Love. So the second of those courses will be Thursday also. So 2 events this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. And you can join any session. So if you didn't come last week, don't worry about it. Join us this week. I was there. It was a wonderful session and learning time. Sunday service volunteers. We are in need. You can see we're growing, right? More and more people coming out, more and more people joining online. It's really so wonderful to see everybody. But we could also use some assistance. So if anybody wants to learn how to work one of these cameras, or if anybody wants to join us in setup or tear down, please see, Mary Jean or email the office or any of the board members if you're interested in that. And then finally, Jean-Claude is with us today, as well as I believe Jack is. So our prayer chaplains are here. Jack is back there, and ready to serve you in prayer. So meet them off to the left over by the gazebo in the normal place if you would like to sit in prayer with one of our chaplains. And so with that, again, I just welcome you and turn it over to our lovely Annette DeFontis for Surely the Presence.
Everyone sit back, relax in your chairs, open your hearts. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord
eyes to see God in you. Open my heart and let love flow through. Open my mind and my soul, let spirit take control. We are called to love, called to open up. We are called to rise above. We are called to love, called to trust, the call to love. Trust the call to love. We are called to love. Help me to walk in my brother's shoe. Recall when grace let me start anew. Help me to make that shift, receive God's greatest gift. We are called to love, called to open up. We are called to rise above. We are called to love, called to trust, the call to love. Trust the call to love. We are called to love. Help me to be who I can't be. Help me to see what I can't see. Unless I let this burden go. Help me to give all I can give. Help me forgive and just let live. Help me hear you call me home. We are called to love, called to open up. We are called to rise above. We are called to love, called to trust, the call to love. Trust the call to love. Trust the call to love. We are called to love.
Let's close our eyes today and say a prayer on this Martin Luther King weekend celebration. We heard the beautiful speech from Dr. King. So timely, isn't it? So as we pray, I'm going to read another quote from Dr. King. He said, "I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word in reality. That is why right, when we are truly here, there is only that reality, and there is only that truth." And so we pray, Heavenly Father, Mother, God, loving Tao, we breathe open to your love and to your presence today, to the stillness and silence beyond all words, letting go of all worry and fear about the past and the future. We trust in the eternal perfect flow of the present moment, realizing that when we are here, when we are truly present, we are one with you now. Now and only now. And so it is.
Version of our annual Martin Luther King processional. We got to hear the speech. And you'll be pleased to know that today's daily word is dream. I turn my dreams into reality. Some of the most audacious, bold, history-making events began as dreams, born in the imaginations of those who understood the promise and potential of humanity and worked to realize their vision. Even if my dreams do not change the world, they have the power to change my life. Today I remember those whose dreams were fueled by their hard work, faith, and determination. I look to their example when my dreams feel far away and I'm running low on hope. I rekindle my dreams through my imagination, which keeps them vivid. My strength helps me remain committed to their realization, and my zeal renews my enthusiasm to work toward creating the life and the world of my dreams. And the scripture is from Joel. Your sons and daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions.
The power of now is overflowing, connecting soul. To the one, the power of now unfolds so peacefully. Be willing to let go of everything you think you need to know. Oh, be strong enough to let go of everything you think you need to control. For everything goes away. Let everything wash away. The power of now. The power of now. The power of now. The power of now.
Thank you.
I feel after that song that there's nothing more to be said, right? Contains everything. But let's meditate together today. And close your eyes. Just let your body be comfortable. Let yourself relax. There's a lot going on in the world right now. So take sanctuary here. Let yourself rest today. And as we meditate and begin our meditation, let's listen to these words from the great Zen master, Thich Nhat Hanh. The only moment in which you can be truly alive is the present moment. The present moment is the destination. The present moment is the moment you arrive at over and over and over again. Life is accessible only in the present moment. Life with all its wonders is accessible right now. It is in the present moment that life, peace, joy, happiness, and well-being are possible. Just be there with your breath. Use mindfulness of the breath to unite your body and mind. Establish yourself in the here and now so that you can touch life in a deep way in this moment. Joy and happiness become real through mindfulness of the breath. You know, meditation is simply being with what is right now. It's noticing that life unfolds as one thing at a time. So as we meditate together on this beautiful morning, bring this question to your mind, fresh and new. Look very deeply. Don't assume that you know the answer. Is it now? Is it now? And now bring this question fresh and new to your mind. Am I here? Am I truly here? If we look at what is happening in the present moment, we notice it is very, very simple here. Right now, the sound of the airplane is going overhead. If we think that shouldn't be happening, that somehow it is a hindrance to our meditation, then we miss the miracle of the present moment. The sound of the airplane is part of the suchness of the present moment. It's such a great teaching because we don't have control over the plane going overhead. And yet there it goes. Part of the suchness of this moment we notice is that our body is sitting in a chair. Really feel your body relaxing in your chair this morning. Feel where your body makes contact with your chair. And notice that it's supporting you in being here. In the Zen tradition, just this noticing will lead to meditation. Let your body be very, very still for a moment. Very present in every cell of your body. And as you relax into the body, into the present moment, bring awareness to your listening now. Listen very deeply to the sounds of life arising around you. Listen as if with every cell in your body. Notice that these sounds are arising spontaneously in the present moment. They're appearing to your awareness. And notice that you don't have any control over what sounds arise around you. So let go of trying to control. And notice that these sounds are arising only now in the present moment. Notice that you cannot listen in the past. You cannot listen in the future. To hear the wondrous sounds of life, you must be present now. And notice that in this present moment, there are thoughts arising in your mind. Perhaps there's not too many right now because of the depth of our meditation. But thoughts will come. And thoughts will go. Notice that you're the awareness that's watching those thoughts this morning. These thoughts are not who you are. And even your thinking is happening only now. And finally, notice that the breath is flowing into the body. Feel your breath. Become absorbed in the breath as it moves through your nose. Perhaps there's a little sensation in your throat, and it moves toward the back of your rib cage, down into your body. Feel how good it feels to breathe right now. Notice that the body does not hang on to the breath, but lets it go, lets it flow. As you breathe out this morning, let go of everything in your life that is heavy in your heart. Let go of the stress and the anxiety and the fear that is so prevalent in our world right now. And as you breathe, notice that you cannot breathe in the future. You cannot breathe in the past. When you breathe mindfully, you can do so only here and now in your very life. Beyond this, notice that nothing else is happening here. It's very simple. It's very easy in the present moment. Body in a chair, breath flowing, sounds arising around you, and perhaps a commentary in your mind about everything that's happening. Everything else is a story and a fantasy. Notice this deeply this morning. Rest for a few moments in the ease and the openness of your own being here and now with what is. Notice for a moment now that it's still now. You're still here. And as we move toward this part of the end of this meditation, bring this great Zen question to your mind now. Those of you that were at the Whitestone weekend last weekend, remember perhaps at the end of our long meditation, I brought this question. Here and now, is there anything lacking? Look directly. And here and now, is there anything lacking? One more time. Here and now, is there anything lacking? Feel very, very deeply into the truth of that. For that is the doorway into all spirituality. So it's always now. For the duration of our service today, keep coming back to that truth. It's always now. Your whole life has unfolded in this space we're sitting in right now. The space of now. When you were 5 years old, it was now. When you were 25, it was still now. When you woke up this morning, where was it? Amazing, isn't it? When you had your breakfast, it was now. And sitting here, it is now. Jesus moved around in a space called now. The dinosaurs walked around in a space called now. Everything that's happened in human history happened not in the past, but in a space called now. If you were to ask me what the most important spiritual truth to know and understand is after 40 years of meditation and practice, it's the truth that we're talking about now. This truth can be quite a revelation. The Buddha said this truth can wake you up. What will it wake you up to? Find out. Stay here. We notice that when we're present, there's an ease here. As we saw in the Zen question, was anything lacking in the now? Is there anything lacking now? All of our problems and everything that we're trying to figure out and handle, they're not here. They're in the mind. You notice that you can hear this truth, that it's always now, and then the mind says, oh great, what's next? Give me some more information. I know that. It's just another concept. Just another idea. This eternal presence. that you've never left for a moment in your life. Isn't that remarkable? Let it sink in today. Not once in your life have you left this space that I'm pointing at today and that you're in right now. Not once. And yet if we notice, the mind, it is always somewhere else. Isn't it so? Always thinking about tomorrow. What's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to our country? What's going to unfold next year, next month? The Buddha said, in this way, we sleepwalk through our life, obsessed with the future that does not exist. I say doesn't exist. I'm not trying to be provocative. Look for yourself today. Have you ever visited the future? Anybody? No. Anybody ever gone to the past? Amazing, isn't it? But if we look at the mind, it's constantly in the future. What will I have for breakfast later? What's going to happen in that meeting this week? What's going to happen when I finally figure out what I want to do? What's going to happen with the world? In this way, the Buddha said, we sleepwalk. We miss our life now, this precious miracle. Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh said, the miracle of life is not to walk on water. The miracle of life is to be with the step you're taking now so that you can see the miracle of life unfolding. Are you here? Are you here? By the way, this is not a trick question. You may be thinking, oh, he's trying to get me. I know this is some Zen trick. How do I know whether I'm here or not? Let's look. Do you know that you're sitting in a chair right now? Can you feel that? Do you see what you're seeing through your eyes and know that? Do you feel the water that you just sipped? Do you feel the breeze? Very little today, but do you feel the breeze? You're now. Notice that you're not at a French restaurant today. You're not in Paris. You're here. Yet, how often are we truly here? There's a great story in the Zen tradition. And, most of these stories from Zen have some factual basis. This one is from Japan, the home of Zen. Actually, it started in China, moved to Japan. So one day there was a monk who went to his master in the monastery and he said, Master, I'm leaving. The master said, why? What's going on? He said, I've been here for 10 years and you have taught me nothing. Of course, that right there is good news. And for those of you that know Zen, you're laughing right now. It's all about not knowing anything, but being present to what is here and now. So he didn't realize he had become a Buddha. But anyway, he said to the master, I'm leaving. I'm going to find another master who will give me some information, who will teach me more than you have. And the master said, oh, aso. This is what the Japanese Zen masters say. Aso. And he said, before I leave, though, can you give me one teaching? Can you just write down on a parchment here, something at least that I can take with me after 10 years? My goodness, I've been here for so long. And the master said, oh, sure. Get me some paper and pen. He came and he wrote down some words, a word, rolled it up. He gave it to the monk. The monk decided he'd look at it right then. He unscrolled it, and the word was attention. Well, the monk thought, attention? What is this? This is all you have for me after 10 years? Surely you have a few more words to give me before I leave. And the master said, I do. Give me it back. Handed it to him. He opened it up again. Here's what he wrote. Attention, attention. Attention here. Attention now. And of course, this is another story in Zen. Same feeling, but monk comes to the master and says, again, I'm leaving. I've been here for so long, I've got nothing from you. Can you at least give me a word or two to take while I go find another master? Can you give me the essence of Zen in some words? And the master said, I can. He said, Zen is doing one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Right here and now, it's pretty easy, isn't it? We're just sitting together. It's a beautiful day. The planes are flying. I hear the waterfall back here. But the mind is constantly moving into the future and the past. This surely can't be this simple. I have to get more information. I need more information on the present moment before I can truly be here. For those of you that have practiced meditation and done some work with present moment awareness, you know that what happens, as it did this morning for many of you, when we are truly present, there is a spiritual dimension that opens up quite easily. It's very gentle here. We could say that the doorway to God opens up. Because God is now. God is this divine presence that we're sitting in. I could point to it by calling it stillness. Is there stillness here? Look. Don't look in your mind. Is there silence here? Silence surrounding all of the sounds that are arising. Soften your focus for a moment as you look at a tree or you feel the breeze coming. If God is not here, where will we find God? Again, a question in Zen. If not now, when? What are we waiting for? More books? More teachings? Are you not home here and now? The world, we all know, is becoming more and more uncertain every day. I think it's very important to talk about this, to not look the other way. In my experience of my life, I've never lived in a time that was more uncertain than this time we're living in. If we're honest, we absolutely do not know what's going to happen next week, let alone a month from now. Isn't it true? This has been brought home to many of us. Of course, it's always been true. We never know really what's going to happen in the next moment, but we've had some sense that things are going to continue as they have. Now we don't have that surety. And this is really good news for people who want to wake up spiritually, who want to be truly alive in this moment. Because what we notice is there is a sanctuary we can be in where there is surety, there is peace, there is joy, there is ease, and there is God's presence. Where is that sanctuary at? Where will we find it? Look now. Look here. Is anything lacking? I encourage everyone as you navigate these challenging times that we're in to keep asking yourself this and keep returning to the one space that you can be sure of. Are you not sure of what's happening right now? Are there not abundant blessings for all of us right here and now? What do you think you will find in the future? What you will find is the madness of your mind, trying to figure it out. Let that continually bring you back to the one space that you can be absolutely sure of. This space right now. Right here. You know, I'll tell a quick story. When I was in France a year and a half ago, I had the great just the great honor of visiting one of the oldest Gothic cathedrals in Chartres, which is just south or east of Paris. And in this cathedral, they have one of the oldest labyrinths still remaining in Europe. And pilgrims still walk this labyrinth. It's inside the nave of the church. And so I was there with my beloved Fabienne, and we made some last-minute arrangements because it was apparent that we needed to be in this cathedral on this day so we could walk the labyrinths with. I think it's once a month they allow people to do this. And so we were there. And I remember standing at the threshold of the labyrinth, praying, and all I could say was, tell me what I need to know. Why have I come here on this pilgrimage? It was a pilgrimage. And we were lucky because there was chanting going on. They were rehearsing for something. So it was very like out of a movie, light streaming through the stained glass windows. And I just said that prayer. What do I need to know by being here? What do you want me to know by coming here? And I took a step over the threshold into the labyrinth. And in the moment that my foot hit the labyrinth stone, I heard a loud voice. And believe me, I'm not one who hears voices. But I heard this voice. And it said, the step you're taking now. And I took another step. The step you're taking now. And I took another step. The step you're taking now. And as I came there and I was with each step, I noticed this ancient stone and the patterns in the stone. And I would stop and see the light from the stained glass windows. I would stop and hear the angelic music. It was a miracle. And that voice kept coming back, reminding me, the step you're taking now. And just like Thich Nhat Hanh said, all the miracles of life were in that moment. There was nothing beyond that moment. God was there in every step I took. Of course, I came out of the labyrinth and I saw Fabienne. We shared a little bit. And as we do with spiritual experiences, I soon forgot that. I forgot that day completely until last month when I was here to give the service. Afterwards, Fabienne and I went to the labyrinth here, which is based on the Chartres labyrinth. I stood at the threshold, not remembering that. I said the same prayer. I took a step in. You know what's next. The voice that I never hear except when I go to the labyrinth. The step you're taking now. The step you're taking now. And I saw the stones and the pebbles and the leaves that had fallen, and I paused at certain moments to feel the sun on my face. It wasn't about getting to the center of the labyrinth. It was about the step I was taking now. This is life. The step you're taking now, one thing at a time. Remember, the world's going to pull us here and there over the coming months and years. Watch. It's going to vie for our awareness, telling us if we just get this sorted out here, it'll all be okay. Just remember that what you want and what you're looking for, that sanctuary is already inside you, and it can only be accessed through the power of now. How beautiful was that song? I didn't need to say anything today. There it was. Are we willing to let go? Are we willing to let go of our resistance and accept this moment as it is and move into this flow of God's presence? One thing is for sure, as Eckhart Tolle has said, it is now or never. Know this. You will either know this now or you will know it not at all. And when you do know it, you'll be here. And I'm going to say this, there's nothing else to know. Nothing. So as we feel that, let's close our eyes for just a moment to end with just a few breaths of meditation. Again, look deeply. Is it now? Are you here? as we feel that depth, as we feel the miracle of our breathing, listen to these words from Eckhart Tolle. The eternal present is the space within which your whole life unfolds, the one factor that remains constant. Life is now or never. There was never a time when your life was not now, nor will there ever be. The only thing that is ultimately real about your journey is the step that you are taking right now at this moment. That's all there ever is. Listen very deeply.
Thank you, Craig. Now we come to the time of our tithes and love offerings. I just want to mention that all of us here today, and all of you at home watching, and those of you who watch later, or those of you that attend any classes or receive our emails with information and prayer support, you're part of our spiritual community. You benefit from our spiritual community. You are spiritually fed by the offerings that we have. So I ask that each of you participate in the flow of giving and receiving. You can make an online donation by going to our website and clicking Donate Now. There's also a donate button at the bottom of our weekly e-news that come out. We have the offering box over there where you can write a check or leave cash. However, there's also a way to text a gift. You can ask me if you want to know what that is. But thank you, and thank you for participating in this really divine flow of energy. Thank you. So let's say the love offering blessing together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And Kara has another song for us.
The fishes are confused in searching for the sea. Find what you can't lose. Be free. Nowhere to go. To know no kill, not near, not far, right here, exactly where you are. So stop the search, you are the one running towards and running from. Let your kingdom come right here. Be still. Jesus said, be still and see. He said, I am in the Father and the Father is in me. Be before the self divides, go beyond the way it hides, rest where truth abides, be free. The fishes are confused in searching for the sea. Find what you can't lose. Be free. The fishes are confused in searching for the sea. Find what you can't lose. Be free. Thank you.
Thank you, Kara and Carol. So before we say the prayer for protection, I just want to remind you about our exit plans and not congregating. And we hold all of our spiritual community. This pandemic has affected some members of our community recently, and we hold all of you in prayer. I also want to say, if you are not receiving our emails, please give me your name and your email address, because this is the main way we have of communicating with you at this point. We don't, unless I call you on the phone, but this is our main way of communicating. So I would appreciate being able to get your name on the mailing list so you'll receive our emails. So in closing, let's say the prayer for protection together. Divine love, oh sorry, wrong prayer. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you. Go forth and live it.